Okay, here we are, week 24 of our DLR. Okay, the first question, number 1, says simile or metaphor. So the clouds in the sky were pillows floating lightly by. So a simile, usually two things are usually compared, and a metaphor is kind of a statement of what something looks like. Number 2 and 3, you need to correct these sentences. I'd like to thank my mother, father, and sister for helping me, Margaret said. I'd like to thank my mother, father, and sister for helping me, Margaret said. So remember, there's going to be quotation marks somewhere in there. Number 3, Brad Phillips is going to try out for an ice hockey team. Brad Phillips is going to try out for an ice hockey team. Remember, under proper nouns, they need to be capitalized. Number 4 and 5, give the pronoun that would replace the underlined noun. Remember, a pronoun is a word that replaces nouns. For example, Mr. Ellison is reading the work for Division 3. Mr. Ellison could be replaced with he is reading the work for Div 3. The number 4, the grocery store closed at 12:30, so you need to give a pronoun for the grocery store. And number 5, Alan Foster's van can carry 8 people, so you need to put a pronoun on here for Alan Foster's. Number Tuesday on the 24th, what is the correct way to divide each word of these syllables? We have afternoon, afternoon, and afternoon. So one of these is right. Number 2, we have propeller, we have propeller, and we have propeller. So they're both the first and the second are pretty close. And correct these sentences. Number 3, I told Rich when he called that Brooke was going to be out of town in January. I told Rich when he called that Brooke was going to be out of town in January. Just let you know the word Rich is somebody's name. Number 4, Mr. and Mrs. Alvarez got a new yellow sports car. Mr. and Mrs. Alvarez got a new yellow sports car. Number 5, what is the root or base word? So the word is impossible. Wednesday the 24th, correct the sentence. Alfred the gardener celebrated his birthday with our family. Number 2, Carl, Christopher, and David went fishing last Saturday and catched 3 fish. Number 3, if the guide words, like for example in the dictionary or encyclopedia, which many of us don't have now, if they're at the top of a book or something, which word would you find in between family and friendly? We have famished, fuzzy, friend, and fast. And for number 4 and 5, we've done this before, comparative and superlative forms of the adjectives. So say the word was fast, you might go fast, faster, and fastest. So we have the word sunny and healthy. Now we're going to go on to Thursday, week 24. Does the following word have a prefix or a suffix? Which lets you know prefix comes at the beginning of a word and a suffix comes at the end. So we have the word safely. And all you have to do is write prefix or suffix. Number 2 and 3, correct these sentences. We were studying Amelia Earhart in Mrs. Robinson's class. Number 3, Suzanne asked, does you want to go with me to visit Mrs. Williams and his baby? Suzanne asked, does you want to go with me to visit Mrs. Williams and his baby? Number 4 and 5, subject pronoun or object pronoun? Well, a subject pronoun is something that's, what it's all about is the subject, and an object is where the sentence is directed towards. So they're underlined, you either write subject or object for each question. We are going to retrace the route that Lewis and Clark took. Number 5, you listened to her and clapped when she finished. And on to Friday, tell what the underlined figures of speech mean. We told Mom not to knock herself out cooking dinner tonight. Number 2, Jerome hadn't seen his grandparents in ages. Number 3, he seemed older than the sun compared to us. Number 5, Bob has a handle on the situation. And number 5, you should walk in his shoes before you criticize him. Okay, I hope you have fun doing this DLR this week.